What up, good people? I'd like to welcome you all to Mall on Movies, where I discuss movies that I like from the theater to the couch. Hope you enjoy. Peace.
Good people, good people. I know it's been a long time since y'all have seen my face and we've talked Mall on Movies, but we back at it, new season, new time, new year. Last y'all heard me was Creed 3, so that was a while back, but I've seen a whole bunch of movies since then. It's the summer right now, and I will say, just to kick off the beginning of the year, the 3 movies that I put out there for everybody to go see, I said The Book of Clarence, I believe it's called Origin, and American Fiction. I believe, yeah, those were my 3 black movies. Y'all know that I definitely believe that everyone needs to see. Now, since the summertime kicked off, I've seen a bunch of movies. I'm gonna just run down the list, and then we'll highlight the few that I really enjoyed. So I had to check out Bad Boys Ride or Die. I went to go see If, Inside Out 2, A Quiet Place Day 1, Twisters, Long Legs, Deadpool and Wolverine, Trap, The Firing Squad, Borderlands, Sing Sing, I don't know if it's called DD or Dada, DD, Alien, and then Raw Peace. Out of those movies, man, I'll kick you off with, I enjoyed Bad Boys. I had to see it twice. The first time I went to a premiere, and you know, I'm one of those people, I like to keep it real. It was like, I didn't know if I was just a part of the hype, because I feel like sometimes we just be in the moment, so I had to go see it the next day to see how I, really felt about it. And it was entertaining. It kicked off a little slow for me, but I thought the things that I thought that was interesting about that movie, and I don't know how I completely feel, but I felt like it was a mixture of, far as with Martin, real life and cinema and theater. Like had always had that spirituality or that his role and character in it. But I think over the years, we've seen different things with him as a real person. I felt like they intertwined that in the film. That's at least how I felt. I don't know how true that is, but that's just my thoughts. But it was entertaining. My favorite scene, of course, is the Call of Duty when the son went crazy. That was really fire right there. So like I said, I enjoyed the movie. Had to see it twice, so I think it was that. The kid in me, well, actually, I don't even want to say the kid in me. It's very interesting when I bring it to Inside Out 2. Phenomenal movie. I think every adult needs to see that movie. And I've never seen Inside Out 1. And the reason why I'm bringing this into play, because I also seen the movie If right before that. But those 2 movies, for me, it's very interesting because, like, sometimes I think, like, oh, I'm too grown to watch this. But these kid movies, like, with the animation, they having some real life stuff in it, you know what I'm saying? And so I think Inside Out, like I said, I must say, every adult needs to see Inside Out 2 because it deals with these emotions of anxiety, worry, fear, happy, joy. What I really appreciate about it is that, seeing young kids, seeing this movie is actually for young kids. And I was wondering, like, if that was a thing for me growing up, I don't know how much I paid attention to the messages in film. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that was a really great movie, and I think people need to see. I have my producer in the back. Dexter, did you see that movie?
I did.
Yeah, do you agree with
I
it?
also saw part 1.
Okay.
Part 1 was amazing to me as well, so I wasn't surprised that I enjoyed part 2. But yeah, just definitely like the messages and things like that. I get it when you say that. Do kids really get? But as an adult,
yeah,
most of me and the adults that I know were blown away.
Yeah, so, yeah, nice. It's a must see, and I will check out the first one. I need to make sure I do that as well. Now, as y'all see the hat, OKC, being from Oklahoma, man, seeing the movie Twisters. I know it's a remake. Wildly, and I have to admit, I never seen the first one, the original. But man, I really, something about this one, I think because I knew they were filming, I knew about the filming while it was happening back at the crib. And so just hearing folks saying where they were filming at and knowing the areas that they were in, it was really like I said, it was really, it felt good. It felt good, the representation of the crib. And what I thought is funny is, like, I always laugh about storm chasers and things like that. And being here in the A, when I hear about a tornado, I'm like, they don't know what a real tornado is. They have no clue what a tornado is. And, like, you know, having these storm chasers and people following and figuring out, trying to understand how tornadoes happen, how can you prevent them, or if there's preventative measures to take. So I thought, like I said, it spoke to the realness of the crib, and it was just dope to see the crib on the big screen like that. You know, some overly entertainment, and some, you know, right on par. But what I really thought, did you see that movie?
I haven't yet.
You haven't? Okay. Well, so one of the things that I like to bring to the table in this movie, and it's just to real life, is like there's a part in there where, and like I said, this y'all know this show is for those who's watched the movie, so sorry for the spoiler alert. But you see, I just liken it to this. You will see insurance companies and what they do with natural disasters, or when you see different companies come in to try to take over, or what the finances look like when they know that there's an area that can be hit with natural disasters and things like that. And so how people prey on the poor, you know, and it's a sad thing, but it's real, and I think it's something that we should pay attention to in your homes, and having insurance on your homes, having knowing where you're living and the type of things that may happen if it's flood. I know out here in Georgia, like, floods are real big, but seeing, you know, like, what happens to your property value if insurance is going up, what they do, anything like that. So overall, like I said, Twisters was a really good movie that I enjoyed. Now next, I think this was probably a very big movie for the summer, and it's still going, is Deadpool and Wolverine. I've seen it twice. Funny about that movie is the first time I seen it, I thought my old self would be able to catch a midnight showing. And I felt like when I walked out the theater, I was like, oh, I just blinked a couple times. Man, I went back to see that thing for the second time. I was like, oh, I missed the whole movie. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I know I woke up at a point I seen Wesley Snipes going crazy, and I was like, oh, they putting Wesley Snipes in the movie. I had no clue that Blade was a part of the Marvel world. Like, I didn't know that. So that was really dope. I don't know that kids should, it's like, if you took your 12 or 13-year-old, I don't know, like I said, if
my son asked to go, and he about to be 12, and I said absolutely not. But I knew that from the Deadpool. I know, like, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know, I saw some young ones in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not me.
I mean, now, do you think it was over the top?
I think I enjoyed it
As an
because
adult.
of I know what to
Yeah.
expect from it.
Yeah.
It's only for me if I only consider stuff over the top if I expect one thing.
Okay.
And you're giving me
Yeah.
over the top, but I expect over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Nah, it was crazy. Y'all know I got to go see it in Dolby. So the sound, the animation, all of it was good. It was a little overkill with the multiverse, a little bit for me, but you know, I'm an X-Men fan. You know, so to see Wolverine, I like to see I'm ready. I'm ready for them to just bring. They've been toying with us for like 4-5 years with this thing, but they was wild. I was actually shocked at how far they took it, knowing that this is Disney. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was.
David Clown Disney.
Yeah, and shooting at Fox. So if y'all haven't seen it, go check out Deadpool, man. And I would like to Alien. I just seen Alien. I hadn't watched Alien since the 90s. So I don't know what I was looking at in the beginning. It kicked off slow, but man, I need to look up. I don't know who the black actor in that movie. Man, he killed it. Like he was acting his ass off. Have you seen it yet? Okay, now have you seen previous Aliens?
Only only pieces of it from my mama watching it when I
Okay.
was younger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, not enough for me to reference anything. But yeah, my wife agreed with you. She was like, "All right, now I need to see some aliens."
The intro was a little slow. Hey,
She was like, "Okay."
this is a bit much. When it kicked up, it kicked up. You know what I'm saying? Like it kicked up and it set up. I mean, I still have questions for it about it, so I have to do some more research and check those who are a part of that community that watch those previous films. But I thought it was I was entertained. Like I was like this the first, like I said, 15, 20 minutes, and then like I said, we hit one point, and my man said run. It was on, but I want to let me y'all give me 1 second to look him because I want to give this man credit and give him his name. Hold on, let me see here. Check out the cast. David Johnson. Yeah, man, you cold, bro. Like you killed that. If you ever see this or anybody, sure, like nah, he was acting his ass off, like for real. So I enjoyed that, man. And a couple of movies, actually probably my favorite movie right now for the year. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna hit y'all with that last. I seen another film called, like I said, that was Didi or Dada. I don't know. It's a smaller film. It's not getting a lot of airtime, but it's set in 2008. It's a young kid, Asian, and I'll say the premise of it is trying to fit in. I feel like he was the overall tone of the movie is a kid that's trying to fit in culturally, be accepted by people, not knowing how to talk to girls, not knowing how to going from 8th to 9th grade, just finding that friendship, being a part of whatever that somebody would include him in. And I thought the film is interesting because I feel like we are at a time, the whole time I was watching the movie, I'm saying to the kid, man, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And like he was searching for identity. And I know that's a real thing out here is that, in that stages of puberty and adolescence of you just trying to find where you fit in and being accepted. That's the thing. Like, I mean, my man was so trying to be accepted that like he had some friends over to the house. His mom speaks Asian, and so he was trying to push her out, like felt like she was embarrassing him. And one of the kids was like, yeah, don't talk to your mama like that. Like don't treat your mama like that. And I thought that was very important because you find kids trying to put on and be these different people that they are not, but once again in search of identity. So check that out. Another film that's based on a true story that I've seen is called Rob Peace. Rob Peace, it's not shown at a lot of theaters as well. It's based on a true story. A young man, his father was in jail for murder and allegedly murdering 2 young women. And the kid he was a very smart student, ended up going to Yale, and he spent his high school and college years trying to fight for and get his father out of jail. And it was really, man, it was a touching film for me, and it was based off of a true story. Basically, in a nutshell, he ended up going to Yale, and I mean, on one of the smartest kids there in engineering, and he was selling weed to make sure, to get money to get a lawyer for his father. So for those who haven't seen it, I suggest you go see it, check it out. But one of the things that I like to bring from that movie is that it was two scenes. And Daytrick, I wanna ask you about this just from a father-son relationship. So my man was fighting for his pops this whole time, and it was very interesting because his mother, who was played by Mary J. Blige, shout out to her, and at a point his girlfriend, they had a question of basically putting doubt, I feel like put doubt in him in the conviction or if his father really committed the crime or not. And it just made me think about just children and how we go hard for our parents, or certain relationships, but then it can be that other parent that sprinkles something in there to create a doubt or just another inkling of, you don't know why you going so hard for this person and you don't know if they're guilty or not. Is that anything you could relate to, or just understanding just the love for? I always tell my friends, especially in situations where if you're split from the mother or the father, don't ever speak down on them, because that child is still going to love, they're still going to want that relationship with their father or mother or whichever side it is. So it doesn't,
I think that I see all the time. It seems like parents that do that, the harder they try to push to make the child not like something about that other parent, more it pushes the child towards it. I can't relate fully. I know me and my wife, we have different parenting styles, but we respect each other's parenting styles. I'm probably, I see myself as more balanced when it comes to love and discipline. And she's more just, the love and whatnot. And so, but I think that the whole having one parent one way and another parent another way, sometimes it can create that balance that child needs. So I think, and at the end of the day, most humans have what it takes to create their own.
Oh, right. So, yeah.
So I need to start watching some of these movies that I'm sitting here I'm gonna have to start going some of these movies.
Man, listen, that Rob Peace, man, because the bigger picture in it is that he ended up getting into real estate and buying property, like the things, he was really, it was one of them things to where his purpose was to get in and get out, and I think other parts of that film that I thought was interesting is that he partnered up with his partners, and I think how most parents do, the goal for when you have a child that's intelligent and smart is, because he also played water polo, is get them to the smartest place, get them away from the things. And what was really interesting, and I went to a PWI, is that the same stuff that goes on at a public school, or it's probably more going on at the private universities. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. So he was making money. They was getting high too. And actually one scene that I thought was really dope also in that film was because he was a part of the team at Yale, and then of course on that same campus you had your black student organization, you know what I'm saying, that always assembled together. So he brought the team over. They was looking for some tree. He brought the team over, and everybody was looking at him like, so you bringing them over here? And by the end of the evening, they were all, smoking together and chilling. But it was that one thing that brought them together, that broke down that barrier. Now that kind of hanging out in that space, and I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen on numerous occasions. And I always say, between partying and music and sports is what typically brings people together. So once again, check out Rob Peace. Like I said, it's based on a true story. And my final movie, which is probably my favorite movie thus far, it's in my top for 2024. I have to go back and see my other ones that I've seen the first half of the year in comparison. But there's a movie out right now, and it's only showing in one theater, AMC-wise, out here in Atlanta, and that is called Sing Sing. Sing Sing, which is interesting, is a actual correctional facility. It's a prison that's in New York. This is based off of a true story, like I said, and it's the program is the rehabilitation through the arts. So basically, in this prison, they had an art program where the inmates would be able to act and do plays and things like that. And so the premise of it is there's an inmate who's been wrongly convicted for a murder, and he's fighting. He's while he's in, he's fighting this case. So he's doing all the studies and all of that. But in the midst of that, he's created this program, like I said, which is the rehabilitation through the arts program. And this is the time where a lot of the inmates who want to get away and do an activity, they would put on plays and they would write and do all those things. And I think they would put on a program like once a year. And what was touching about it is it was two major things, man. I'm watching this film and I'm like, I feel like I was in it. Like, I was like, yo, these cats are acting, they act like you felt the emotion. You would see these characters, one specifically where he was the bully on the yard. He was the tough guy. Everybody would have to pay up to him, but he wanted to be a part of this theater group too. So when he went in, they had auditions, and he's quoting Macbeth and doing all these Shakespeare things. And you know how we are, man. Like I think we all make judgments on people and say, oh, you're in jail, you're this way and that way. And I love to see this side of the arts. These guys laugh and smile, and I feel like it humanized the inmates, right? And so, you know, and not saying that, you know, when we start thinking about folks that's in jail and prison, is like everybody in there is not guilty, right? like there are people in there that are wrongly convicted and they're fighting for their lives. But I say all that to say this was the thing that I found out that was dope about it. And it's funny because whenever I mentioned it to the homies, I was like, yeah, I went and seen a movie called Sing Sing. They like, the prison? And I was like, dang, it's that popular because it's in New York. Like, I had no clue. But come to find out, some of the guys, and actually particularly one of the producers and writers named Clarence Macklin, is a former inmate that was a part of the program that actually played in the movie, and several of the former inmates were acting in the movie. So I think that's why you could kind of feel the emotion. So these guys have been released since, you know what I'm saying? So they've come back and a part of this film, and I just read that they filmed for like 3 weeks. They had to go to different correctional facilities to film. But I thought, and I was just reading up on some of them saying like some of the emotion of feeling just going back in those walls. But these guys getting this opportunity, and I also read that they actually have equity in the film. So they took equity in the film to make the budget low, so they could film and so they can get get it on the big screens. So man, I really want actually actor what's my man Domingo? Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Cast Coleman. Yeah, Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo, who's a pretty famous actor, is a part of the film. But Clarence Macklin, man, I'm telling you, he put on a stellar performance. And man, I ain't gonna. I was tearing up in that thing, man. It was a very, very solid, good movie. And once you, like I said, me telling you all what it's about, like how it's set up, that should be enough to make you go see it. So definitely go support that film, support Raw Peace, because once again, man, these black films aren't getting the looks like they should. So just check it out right now. Look, see if it's showing somewhere locally. I don't know how long it'll be till it gets streamed, but make sure you stream it if you don't get to catch it in the theaters. But man, I stand 10 toes down for that movie. That was a great movie, man. So like I said, man, it's just a phenomenal movie, man. I'm speechless about it. I watched that. I was like, yo, like this is really good. And it kept popping up on my Instagram feed, like, what is this? What is this? And I went with a friend. She was like, I hope this ain't no musical. And I, you know, cause just the title, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what, man, you checked it out. Like I said, man, y'all go check it out. Sing Sing. Marlon Movies, man, we'll be back for some more talks and discussions. Like I said, I like to pull things out the movies, man. Y'all like, subscribe, share this, anything. You want to chop it up, hit me up. Let's start a conversation about some of these films that you all have seen. If it's anything y'all think I need to go see, then let me know. But I try to go see it all. So my highlight, once again, I have to say it. Go check out Sing Sing, Raw Peace for sure, DD, Twisters, because I'm from the crib. I enjoyed that. And yeah, man, it's all love, man. Peace.